as you guys can see, going for a little bit of a different look on today's video. I also got a haircut. I didn't change my hairstyle, okay? I want to keep the same hairstyle, so don't come crying to me. Joey, change your haircut. Yeah. Hey guys, just a quick little commentary bit. How about you go subscribe to this man right here on the YouTubes and maybe shoot him a follow on the Twitter. He did all of my GFX for me completely free. He's an awesome guy. We need only 50 more people to subscribe so he gets to 1,000 subscribers. So let's do that really quick. Yo, what is up? demonjoefrance here. Welcome back once again to another video. How are you guys doing? Today, guys, we are doing the Typewriter versus the GraveDigger. It's been about half a month since I last did my versus video, which was actually the Wraith versus the Nocturno. And somebody was actually like on the video, they were like, you can't compare those two weapons because one has light ammo and one has medium ammo, therefore making them impossible to compare, which is the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever heard. The only thing that I could think of that you really couldn't compare is like a sniper and a rocket launcher. But if they're both assault rifles and they both have the same perks and you're trying to figure out which one is better, it sounds like that's possible. But today we don't got to worry about that because we got a lot more of a similar comparison here. Both medium bullets and both of them are very similar statistic wise. The Typewriter versus the GraveDigger, which one of them is king, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. As always, these are always very opinionated, so it could lean either way. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day, but I kind of want to make a video and I want to talk about both of these guns. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and throw on the glasses. Let's get Nerdy Joe activated and let's kind of jump into this. But before we do, the official unofficial sponsor of the channel is right here. Go tweet at them. Go tweet their twerts and tell them what's up about me wanting that sponsorship. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this. We're going to start off with the Typewriter, and this is the Typewriter that I'm going to be using for the video. Now, keep in mind that this is not like a comparison between the Typewriter I have and the GraveDigger I have. This is like Typewriter in general versus GraveDigger in general, but just so you guys know, this is the Typewriter that's being used in the gameplay. So if you notice it shoots faster or reloads faster or anything like that, this is what the weapon looks like. So legendary fire rate, legendary reload, legendary energy, legendary crit rating, legendary damage to afflicted. Also in both gameplays I'm fighting the exact same level husks around the exact same power level, so it should be, you know, pretty fair of a comparison whenever we're talking about the two. So that is the Typewriter that I'm using. Now, my buddy Nylek, you guys know him from yesterday's video. He kind of helped me with a little bit of information on that video. Same thing with this one. I kind of wanted his input for this, and he was talking to me. He said that both of these weapons are actually better for a raw damage build. So mine is kind of close to it, just kind of like got to switch out the crit rating and kind of switch out the fire rate or whatever. But the only reason I even got fire rate is because I like to play them on carbide. So if you usually play an urban assault, it's not really going to worry, but I play carbide a lot, so that's why I have the extra fire rate on there, just so it can help me whenever I'm playing him. But yeah, so both of these are actually better for a raw damage build, and the reason that is that for the Typewriter in particular, for those of you guys that do want to do a crit build on the Typewriter, it's not even worth it. Basically, if you were gonna try to make it a crit build, you could get it to around 51% like critical chance, but your fire rate would be incredibly low and your critical damage would be incredibly low. So there's no point to even invest that much into it. And kind of the same thing with the GraveDigger, not really worth it. So both of them are pretty much made for a raw damage build if you're talking about the most optimal way to use these weapons. So that's kind of how we're going to view them, and we're going to kind of look at the play styles and the situations that you would find yourself in when using them, and just kind of, you know, get an opinionated king, you know what I mean? Because everybody's going to have a different opinion, and I'm going to kind of explain why I like both weapons and which one I lean more towards. So with the Typewriter, the main thing that separates it from the GraveDigger is the fact that it's a hip fire weapon. You want to get up close and personal with the Typewriter, and you want to spray down enemies. In more cases than usual, you're going to be doing more damage overall with the Typewriter because of the rate of fire and the magazine size. You're constantly going to be putting out bullets a lot more than you are than the GraveDigger, and basically if it comes down to killing a smasher faster, the Typewriter is going to be able to kill that smasher faster than the GraveDigger. Like I said, you're going to be reloading less often, and you're going to be pumping more bullets out at a faster, you know, rate of fire fire and stuff like that. So even though the Typewriter has slightly less damage statistically, that is also why I'm also comparing these two. They're very similar statistic wise. Typewriter is literally an SMG version of the GraveDigger, but if you take a look and you shoot them statistically, it is going to be better, and in game it is going to be better because you are shooting faster and all that great stuff with the magazine size, blah blah blah. But the only thing that the Typewriter does not have that the GraveDigger has is range, and that's kind of where the GraveDigger mainly shines whenever it comes into this comparison. So let's go ahead and take a look at the GraveDigger. Too long didn't read. Typewriter is really good because of the magazine size, rate of fire, the constant, rate of bullets because of that, and it's a hip fire weapon, so you can run and gun with it. So let's go and take a look at the GraveDigger that I am using for this video. The GraveDigger is an energy, damage, damage to afflicted, magazine size, damage, and affliction. So it is pretty much the best GraveDigger roll that you can possibly get. So with the GraveDigger, it's not like the Typewriter. Like I said, Typewriter is literally an SMG version of the GraveDigger. So you're going to be hip firing and moving around and pumping out bullets at a constant, steady rate. With the GraveDigger, it's more of a weapon that you kind of want to sit back and use. Okay, I'm looking at myself in the face cam. I can't do the hood anymore. The GraveDigger is basically a gun that you want to sit back and use. The main focus of the GraveDigger is really going to be your range, because you're not really going to have to worry about damage drop off whenever it comes to the GraveDigger, and that's really the only area that it shines in the most whenever it comes to Typewriter versus GraveDigger. Now at the end of the day, for those of you guys that really aren't too well educated on, like, say the GraveDigger is not like the best weapon in the game by any means. That spot's more reserved for something like the Bobcat. But the GraveDigger is known for being a really good weapon because of how rare it is and how popularized it is. So don't really get mad whenever I say this, but the GraveDigger really isn't all that good, and the Typewriter, in my opinion, definitely outshines it. Because whenever I do look at these weapons and I look at the playstyle and the way that you're gonna have to use these weapons, the GraveDigger's only strength is pretty much its range, and that's kind of it. I mean, whenever it comes to pumping out the most damage, it's gonna be the Typewriter. It's gonna be very consistent. You're gonna have that magazine size, you're gonna have that rate of fire. You're gonna be able to go crazy with the Typewriter. But the one thing the Typewriter does not have is really whenever you aim it down, it's not gonna be as useful, and you can't use it from range like you can a GraveDigger. So the GraveDigger is good in its own department, but the most important thing here is that no matter how you really want to talk about stats and how much damage you can do, it really goes down to your personal playstyle. So my personal playstyle is to get up close and personal, which is why I like the Typewriter more than I like the GraveDigger. But I do respect weapons like the GraveDigger. In my comparison with the Nocturno versus the Wraith, it's kind of the same situation where the Nocturno is more for up close and personal, although it can be used from long range, and the Wraith is used from really long range. And the one thing that the GraveDigger doesn't have that the Wraith does have is that the Wraith has a lot of damage. It does have a slowed rate of fire, but the slowed rate of fire is really worth it, especially whenever it comes to how accurate it is and how much damage it does. So the GraveDigger is essentially a long range version of the Typewriter that shoots slower, has a smaller magazine size, and I guess overall will do less damage, but as a range is a very good weapon to have. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, because both of these weapons are really good, but in my opinion I would give the crown to the Typewriter. Personally, it's a weapon that I like very much, and if you guys want to make the argument, like I know some little kids will, that I don't have the GraveDigger and that is why I'm saying that the Typewriter is better, it doesn't matter that I can't craft the GraveDigger, because I have at least, like what? Almost 15? I have almost 15 of them. I have a crap ton of them because of subscribers, and just because I can't craft them doesn't mean I don't want to crown it the king, just in case you guys get mad for no apparent reason whatsoever. But I thought I would point that out because I could see some people, getting up in arms because I said that the Typewriter is better than the GraveDigger. Not saying that the GraveDigger is bad at all. It's a very good weapon. I really do enjoy using it, but it's not like top tier, and I don't think it's better than the Typewriter either. But what it does come down to is it does come down to your personal playstyle. So if you like to sit back and shoot husks from afar, the GraveDigger is 100% your option. But if you like to go get up close and personal, run around, aim from the hip and whatever, the Typewriter is your jam. And personally, it is my jam, and that is my king in the books. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. thanks to Nylek again for helping me like with making this video. You know, not every single thing I said was like, you know, his opinion as well. You know, I obviously form my own opinion, but he helped me, you know, with stat crunching and whatever, and taking a look at the weapons, so I do appreciate that. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you did like it, dislike if you did not, subscribe if you know, and I'll see you guys next time.